If God didn't think you could do it, you wouldn't have those imaginations. There is a reason certain thoughts visit you when the world is quiet. There is a reason certain visions refuse to leave your mind no matter how much logic tries to bury them. These are not accidents. They are not fantasies born of idle dreaming. They are invitations. And no invitation of this kind is ever sent without the capacity to accept it. If the power that shaped the stars, that ordered the seasons, that placed rhythm into every atom of creation did not believe you were capable, it would never whisper possibility into your mind. You would not see yourself beyond your circumstances if that future were not reachable. You would not feel restless in a small life if you were meant to remain small. Imagination is not random. It is evidence. Every great achievement began as an inner picture long before it became an outer fact. Long before Edison lit the world, the light burned in his mind. Long before Ford moved the masses, the assembly line moved through his imagination. Long before Disney built kingdoms of wonder, he saw them while others saw only dust and debt. These men were not special because they dreamed. They were special because they trusted the origin of the dream. You must understand this truth deeply. The mind does not create vision on its own. It receives it. Thought is the channel. Imagination is the messenger. And faith is the decision to act as if the message is real before the evidence appears. When a vision comes to you, it is not asking for your opinion. It is asking for your cooperation. Most people betray their visions by questioning their worthiness instead of questioning their doubt. They ask, "Who am I to think this big?" instead of asking, "Who would I be to ignore this calling?" They shrink in the presence of their own potential because they mistake fear for humility. But humility does not deny the gift. Humility accepts responsibility for it. Your visions are not meant to make sense to everyone. They are meant to make sense to you. If the world already understood them, they would not need you to bring them into form. Vision is always ahead of consensus. Purpose always arrives before applause. The mind, however, is a battleground. The same faculty that receives inspiration can also manufacture doubt. Fear will attempt to label your vision as unrealistic. Reason will demand guarantees. Memory will remind you of past failures. But none of these voices carry authority unless you grant it to them. You must decide which voice you serve. Belief is not blind optimism. It is disciplined alignment. It is choosing to act in accordance with a vision even when emotion wavers. It is training the mind to return again and again to the image of what must be built, regardless of temporary conditions. Belief does not remove obstacles. It redefines them. It turns resistance into instruction. Every vision carries with it a demand for growth. You cannot remain who you are and live the life you imagine. Something must be shed. Habits must be refined. Discipline must replace impulse. Purpose must outrank comfort. This is why many people abandon their visions, not because the vision is false, but because transformation is uncomfortable. But discomfort is not a sign of misalignment. It is a sign of expansion. The universe does not reward wishful thinking. It responds to definite purpose backed by persistent action. Clarity sharpens power. When you know what you are building, distractions lose their grip. When your aim is firm, time reorganizes itself around your priorities. You must treat your vision as a contract with life itself, a contract that demands daily proof through action, study, discipline, and resilience. The vision does not work for you. You work for the vision until one day the world works with you. And understand this, delay is not denial. Every seed requires darkness before it breaks the surface. The unseen work is not wasted. It is preparation. Many abandon their vision in the soil, unaware that growth was already underway. Gratitude strengthens vision, not gratitude for what has not yet appeared, but gratitude for the calling itself. Gratitude that you were chosen to see what others cannot yet see. Gratitude that your mind was entrusted with a future that requires courage to pursue. You are not tormented by your imagination. You are being trained by it. When doubt arrives, and it will, you must return to first principles. Ask yourself, why was this vision given to me and not someone else? The answer is always the same, because you are required, because your experiences, your temperament, your perspective, your struggles are part of the design. No substitute will do. Action is the bridge between the unseen and the tangible. Small steps taken daily under the guidance of a clear vision compound into inevitability. The world bends slowly at first, then all at once. Momentum favors those who do not quit in the quiet seasons. And there comes a moment, often after long silence, when reality begins to mirror imagination. Not suddenly, but unmistakably. Opportunities align. Resistance weakens. Confidence stabilizes. What once felt impossible begins to feel overdue. That is not luck, that is law. The mind, once aligned with purpose, becomes a force. The imagination, once trusted, becomes a compass. And the vision, once honored through discipline, becomes destiny. Hold the vision steady. Guard it fiercely. Act on it relentlessly. Because no power places a dream in your mind without placing the means to achieve it within your reach. And as you walk further into this understanding, you begin to realize something even deeper. The vision was never meant to arrive fully formed. It comes in fragments, flashes, feelings, unrest. It comes as dissatisfaction with the ordinary. It comes as a hunger no comfort can satisfy. That hunger is not a flaw in you. It is evidence that you were designed for more than survival. Most people spend their lives trying to quiet that inner voice. They drown it with noise, distractions, and the approval of others. They mistake peace for numbness and stability for success. But the soul does not negotiate with convenience. It will keep sending the signal until it is obeyed or until the mind grows too dull to receive it. You must learn to protect your imagination the way others protect their possessions. Do not expose it carelessly. Do not allow cynical minds to trample on it. Not everyone deserves access to your vision. Some people can only see through the lens of their limitations, and they will project those limits onto you if you allow them close enough. Remember this. People do not attack your vision because it is weak. They attack it because it exposes the life they abandoned. Faith is the decision to proceed without permission from fear, and fear will always arrive disguised as logic. It will say, wait until you're ready. It will say, now is not the time. It will say, others have failed before you. But fear never asks, what happens if you succeed? Fear only calculates loss because it does not understand growth. You must discipline your thoughts the way a general disciplines an army. Every repeated thought becomes a command. Every mental image rehearsed becomes familiar. The mind does not distinguish between what is vividly imagined and what is repeatedly experienced. This is why worry produces its own evidence, and faith eventually does the same. See the outcome clearly, not vaguely, not hopefully, clearly. Clarity gives power to intention. A blurred vision produces scattered effort. A precise vision concentrates energy. Decide what you are building. Decide who you must become. Decide what you will no longer tolerate from yourself first. Purpose is the anchor. Without it, discipline collapses under pressure. With it, discipline becomes devotion. You no longer act because you feel like it. You act because the vision demands it. You act because something greater than comfort is at stake. And understand this, setbacks are not signals to retreat. They are instructions to refine. Every delay teaches timing. Every failure teaches method. Every obstacle exposes weakness. Not to shame you, but to strengthen you. Life is not testing your worth. It is training your capacity. The men and women history remembers were not spared adversity. They were shaped by it. Lincoln was not prepared by ease. He was prepared by loss, rejection, and repeated defeat. Ford was not refined by early success. He was refined by collapse and ridicule. Those who endure are not those without pain, but those who interpret pain correctly. You must stop asking, why is this happening to me, and start asking, what is this preparing me for? The vision does not collapse because the road is difficult. It becomes clearer. There is a rhythm to achievement, periods of intense effort followed by silence, moments where nothing seems to move. This is where most quit, not because they are incapable, but because they mistake stillness for failure. But seeds grow in silence. Roots deepen where no applause exists. Gratitude during these seasons is not passive acceptance. It is active alignment. Gratitude says, I trust the process even when I do not see the progress. It keeps the mind open, flexible, and receptive. Complaining closes perception. Gratitude sharpens it. You are not late. You are not behind. You are not missing anything meant for you. The vision operates on its own timetable, and that timetable is always precise. What matters is not speed, but direction. One step aligned with purpose outweighs years of scattered motion. Learn constantly. Study the principles that govern success. Knowledge applied becomes power. Knowledge ignored becomes frustration. Specialized understanding combined with imagination creates advantage. The world does not reward intention alone. It rewards preparation meeting opportunity. And opportunity always comes disguised as work. The moment you accept full responsibility for your inner world, you reclaim authority over your outer results. No longer do circumstances dictate belief. Belief dictates response, and response, repeated, shapes destiny. There will come a moment when the vision no longer feels fragile. It will feel inevitable. That is when resistance intensifies, not from the world, but from within. Old identities will fight to survive. Old habits will demand comfort. But you must not negotiate with what you have outgrown. Stand firm, because the same power that planted the vision within you is waiting for you to move in its direction. And when inner conviction and outer action finally align, life responds, not gradually, but decisively. The imagination was never meant to torment you. It was meant to lead you, and it will if you refuse to abandon it.